Hello everyone and welcome to the penultimate, the second last day of our Vibrant Music Teaching birthday celebrations. I am thrilled that you could join me today. This is going to be a really awesome session. We are talking on the theme today of business bonuses. That's what I've titled this session. This is something that came up during all the interviews I was doing to prepare for this series. This is something that came up across many different teachers, that something unexpected normally and good and amazing had come out of this time. Yes, no one wishes we had a global pandemic. That's not a good thing. But some unexpected nuggets of gold can come out of this, especially in relation to how our businesses run. So that's our special theme of today. Let's dive in. Hello to everyone who's able to come along live today. I've got Claire in the room, I've got Janelle, I've got Laurie, I've got Bethan, Angela, who's joining us for another few minutes. Welcome, Angela, it's great to have you here. So if you haven't said hello and you are watching, come on, say hi to us. Is that creepy when I do it like that? Okay, I'll step back. But seriously, say hi to us. We would love to hear from you. We would love to hear whereabouts you are, and if you're new to us here, and how you're feeling today, and what you got out of your business lately. What business bonuses have come up for you? Hello to Kim and Caroline as well too. Hi guys. So if you are brand new to us, you might be watching this going, what even is this? This is the fourth day of what we're calling the Success Story Spectacular. This is a special series to celebrate Vibrant Music Teaching's 3rd birthday. 3 years old tomorrow. So this is her birthday eve, and all week we've been celebrating her birthday. Vibrant Music Teaching is my membership site, which helps teachers teach more creatively with games and improvisation and all sorts of other fun stuff. And we also help with the business side of things too, because if your business side is not sorted, as we'll see today, you can't have fun with all the other stuff. So we're celebrating all week, and these shows are really just pure celebration. If you're new to the channel, make sure you check out some of the other videos and see some of the tutorials and stuff like that, because we do share a lot of actionable tips over here on the Colourful Keys channel. It's well worth subscribing if you're a music teacher. But this is just a fun show, so we're going to have some fun. Here's how these shows work. First of all, we dive into our little topic of the day. Today it's about business bonuses. And I share some clips from special interviews that I've been doing with Vibrant Music Teaching members over the last few weeks. I've done 12 different interviews, and we're releasing the full interviews inside Vibrant Music Teaching, one every day, about that pace anyway. One every day inside Vibrant Music Teaching in the video library if you're a member. So those are the full things, but I've also pulled out little clips from them on various topics which we're discussing on the show here. After we do our special topic, then we'll have a game. We'll open one of our 2 remaining game presents over here. Choose one at random and open it up and see what's in store in the games world. And then we'll have a drawing. Okay, here's what you need to know about the prizes. First of all, what even are they? What could you win? Well, let's check them out. They are in our swag store. And you can win any one of these things. It's entirely up to you which one you choose. If you're a winner, you can get one of our fabulous Vibrant t-shirts or one of the 3 awesome mugs. Totally up to you. Now, how do you win one of these fabulous objects? So the way you win is either you have shared a success story over the last few days using the hashtag Success Story Spectacular. Now, if you post it today, you'll still have a chance to win tomorrow, but it'll be too late for today's drawing, okay? So you post on Facebook or Instagram using the hashtag Success Story Spectacular to be in for the drawing for that tomorrow. But I'll also choose a second prize winner from the chat. So if you're watching live, that's your chance to win today. All you need to do to be in with a shout of winning if you're live is stay live until the end so that you know if you're a winner, and post a comment, perhaps a few comments, that are a bit substantial, right? So I won't count the hi and hello ones, although I love to see those as well. I'll choose one that shares a more substantial thing that you got out of today, or a business bonus that you've gotten out of this interesting period that we're all going through. This series is all just about celebrating teachers. That's really what this is to me. It's like a music teacher appreciation week, which I think is very warranted and possibly necessary during this time, that we stop and say, God, we're doing great, aren't we? We're doing so well. Other things might be falling apart. Some people's sense of community, and I won't get political, but some sense of community has fallen apart in certain parts of the world. But the music teaching community has come together. We've banded together, and we've all been stronger because of it. And I just love that, and I want to celebrate it. So, some more hellos as more people join us here. Christy, great to see you. Heather, Anya, Kelly, oh my gosh, some regulars in the room. Catherine, and Dana. So Dana, she said I made it because she was posting on Facebook earlier that she might stay up for it. So Dana is a night owl. We know this if you've been around for a while. And she is over in Oregon. So it's super early for her, but it's actually late because she stayed up to join us here. So very welcome, Dana. Great to have you here. And let's dive into today's topic, shall we? Continue to add your highs as you join us and let us know about your business breakthroughs and bonuses that have come out of this pandemic time. I have a lot of clips to share with you today though, because when I organized my clips into folders, this is the one that was kind of bursting at the seams. And I tried to narrow it down. I really did. But there's a lot to share with you because teachers are just doing some amazing things and there's such variety. So the first one I'm going to share with you, the first few are all hot button. What's a button? If it's anything inappropriate, don't tell me. Hot button issues that I often talk about. Okay, if you followed the blog or you're a VMT member, you'll know that I talk about these things. The first one being, you guys can guess. It'll be delayed, but you guys can still guess if you like. Which one I'm going to say. What's the thing I harp on about all the time in relation to business? ... Makeup lessons, right? Makeup lessons. So this first clip, yes, one thing too, Janelle, for sure. But this is about makeup lessons, which is something... Yes, thank you, Christy got it. Which is something that I've been talking about for a while that we shouldn't be doing if we can avoid it. Now, this clip is from Dawn, who's over in Malta, and her school does makeup lessons. Like, she can't alter that, and I totally get that. You can't do anything about it. Dana got it too. Well done, Dana. She can't alter it. She can't change the policies, can she? But this is something that's been a bonus for her when she's been doing online lessons for the last few months of last year. So let's hear from Dawn.
The good thing that came out of all this is that now, we do, in my studio, we do replacement lessons. We let them do 2 every term. But now some of them, if they're going to miss the lesson, they ask me, can we do it online? So that's good. That's fantastic, So I don't have so many replacement lessons to do. Because if I have to replace everyone, that's another extra 2 weeks to work. Yeah. Unless I fit them in somebody else's schedule, which most of the time I manage to do that. In fact, this term I can have my 2 weeks off. There are no replacement lessons left over because I have replaced about 30 lessons for sure.
So this is what I mean by business bonuses, right? Isn't that an awesome bonus? That's amazing. Dawn got back 2 weeks of her life that she was going to be giving these replacement lessons, as she calls them, or makeup lessons, or you might call them reschedules, whatever you want to call them. They're not the best thing. And the use of online lessons and her school being thrown into that last semester has meant that this term, she doesn't need to do that. She doesn't need to spend those 2 weeks going back and replacing all those lessons for students. Problem solved, right, Catherine? Exactly. Exactly. Isn't that awesome? That's a huge win from Dawn. I love it. The next one we're going to go to, and this is not so much a hot button, I guess, although one part of it is. It's from Laurie, and she's live here. So Laurie was a travel teacher. She was going to students' homes, and she wasn't. The bit that's a bit of a hot button for me is she maybe wasn't charging enough for that travel time. Because you don't realize, when you're traveling all the time, you don't realize. And honestly, when I started teaching, I was a teenager, as many of you know, and I charged, let me quote my exact prices. This is what was on my flyer that I sent out as a teenager. I put it through people's doors. It was €10 per half hour. Yes, I charged per lesson. It was €10 per half hour in my home, which I don't know how I was going to facilitate because it was the dining room and like I would have had to ask my whole enormous family to go away. But anyway, it was €10 per half hour lesson in my home or €12 at their home. And as you can guess from what I just said, no one took me up on the my home option because it was €2 extra to get me to cycle to them. So I totally get it, I really do. But I love this win from Laurie. Let me let her take it away.
It was a hazard. Okay, there was this one house that I would go to, and these are people like they're my family. You know, I known them for a couple of years, whatever. They have wooden steps, okay, but they make me take my shoes off, but I don't have non-slip socks, so it's taking me 10 minutes to like get up and down because I don't want to kill myself. So that is scary. And you know, I have a lot of like sensory things, like my computer. I have to keep it very dim, you know, for my just sensory stuff. But even when you go to someone's house, oh, they painted the bedroom, okay. Oh, the mom's wearing perfume, or the dog is jumping and scratching my leg, or the kid's sneezing at me.
She was giggling there at the end because of the sneezing thing and COVID, obviously, but it's true. All of those things are completely outside of your control. Whether you care about the perfume or whether it's something else for you, when you're traveling to students' homes, it's not just about the travel time, it's also about that environment and not being able to control it. And she has decided to transition to teaching online for good, pretty much, as far as she's concerned. But if you are going back to students' houses, I really, really want you to charge a travel fee, okay? Please, because your time is valuable. Christy said, I have had parents request at-home lessons. I tell them right away that the price per lesson doubles for that service. They decide right away to come to my studio. I love that, but Christy, I mean, and others watching, double might not even be good enough. You should be charging your rate, your teaching rate for all of that travel time. Okay? Especially if you've been teaching a little while and you have a full roster, because you are using that time and you could be teaching. Or you could be sitting around eating chocolate cake if that's what you want to do. But you could be teaching during that time. It is work time. And the reason I'm saying double might not be enough, if I'm traveling to many students' homes, even within the 5k radius that we've always covered, that can, in traffic, that can be more. So say I have a half-hour lesson with a student, it could quite often be 40 minutes of travel time, 20 minutes each way, maybe even more than that, depends on the traffic. So charge for the actual time, average, right? Not exact, but the average time it's going to take you to actually get to students' homes. Dana just added, a few years ago we had horrible weather in December and I ended up the month with 120 makeup lessons. That sure taught me a lesson. I don't do any individual makeup lessons. That's awesome, Dana. It really is. But 120 makeup lessons. So don't wait for that moment. If you're watching this and still doing makeup lessons or reschedules in your studio, don't wait for that to happen to you, because it totally can if you don't have policies in place that stop it. And we all have that online lesson option and video lessons. Doesn't have to be synchronous either. Okay? Now, the next one we're going to hear from is Donna. And I'm just going to let Donna take it over. Okay, we're ready? No preamble.
I have a few students now who've signed up since being online. So I think the one who lives furthest away is probably an hour and a half to 2 hours away. But a lot of them, even in person, were traveling 30 to 45 minutes to get here. So I'm not driving all that way to drop something off.
Yeah, that's awesome that they're coming so far. They obviously really appreciate your studio.
I think so, it's nice to know that, and I think I try and remind myself of that sometimes as well.
Yeah, it's something you have to keep telling yourself, like, oh no, I'm doing something right. They're coming all this way.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, I wanted to let Donna set that up because actually what she was talking about was doing porch drop-offs or delivering stuff to families who she's teaching online. And it came up during that, and I had to point it out that, you know, her families were traveling half an hour, 45 minutes to come to her, and that says something. And she's taken on new families recently that are further away because she's teaching online. But even the families who are coming to her in person, it makes you realize they're really driving all this way backwards and forwards to see me. I must be doing something right. And that's a huge business bonus to come out of this time, is you stepping back and saying, oh my gosh, I really am valuable, haven't I? I really am pretty good for them to come all this way. It's awesome. Kelly added about traveling lessons. Traveling limits resources on hand. 2, I stopped traveling except one large family grandfathered in. Travel time and travel expensive. Gotta charge more if you're gonna do it, for sure. And one thing on that, I won't get too sidetracked, but one thing on that traveling fee, people will often come back to me when I say that and say, yeah, but no one's gonna pay that. And I'm like, okay, who cares? I mean, no one's gonna pay it. Okay, but you give them the option. First of all, you might be surprised what people can pay, because I think a lot of teachers underestimate how much money other people are making, because we don't usually make a huge amount. So, and like we often are maybe in circles of people who make similar incomes to us. Some of your families may be making more than you think, or may value that service more than you think. So first of all, you might be surprised. Second of all, it doesn't matter if they won't pay it. If they choose to come to you, that's fine. You need to charge what you're actually worth, because we need to raise up our whole community, our whole market. We can't let it sink to the bottom in some kind of weird price war. We're not going to be that industry, right? We're not selling, I was about to say toilet paper, that's not a good example right now. We're not selling generic pasta sauce, right? We're selling something of value, and we need to treat it as such and treat our time as such, because we're selling our time. No matter what format you're teaching in some way you're selling your time. Oh my gosh, awesome comments coming in. Keep sharing, guys, your business revelations and bonuses. We're going to go to Janelle next. And this is the last one in this sort of mini segment, I guess, which is, how do I describe this? I liked this clip in particular because it's something you could see as not a business bonus. It's something you could see as a negative. And I love this from Janelle. I think she's live. I love this from Janelle because she turns it around and makes it a bonus, not a positive. Not in a, oh, let's paint over everything with icing sugar way, but in a genuinely, this is a good thing because it brought her back to her own values as a teacher and a business owner.
The other thing, I think I have two preschool sets of twins in my studio. So trying to do the online lessons with them, it was just pretty difficult because there were two of them, and both families actually have another younger sibling. So at home, when I would do the online lessons with just one kiddo, a parent could be there if they needed it, but with my preschool twins, it was just a harder situation. So just realizing, this isn't working. Online live is not working. And online, I recorded them and thought, well, maybe at their own pace, and that just didn't work for their situation. And just realizing, I want them to love music, and I don't want to look back on these few months of having piano lessons. It was hard. It was, yeah. So we decided just to take a pause, and they're all coming back this fall. So that was a good thing too. So yeah, not necessarily a thing I tried and flopped, but sort of.
something you learned from
Yeah,
along the way.
I learned,
Yeah.
this is not the best situation for them, and I want them to love music. That's the whole goal of my studio. That's what I put on my website. I want kids to love music as much as I do. So I need to make sure I'm still doing that, and that might look like pausing lessons for a little bit, and that's totally okay.
Can anyone else resonate with that? Sometimes it might mean saying, okay, we're going to pause lessons. Or sometimes it might mean saying, I'm not the right teacher for your child right now. I'm not the right teacher for you right now. And that's okay. Yes, sometimes we need the income and you're going to have to work through it and find a way to make it work. But coming back, like Janelle did, to your goal as a teacher, like she said, I put it on my website. I want people to love music. Is what I'm doing helping to achieve that? No? Well, then I need to rethink this situation. In whatever way you decide to rethink it, you have to have that grounding, or it's valuable to have that grounding element that you say, no, this is what I stand for. This is me. Can you hit the like button if you agree with Janelle's statement of why she's teaching and the decision she made? Because I feel like it's such a strong decision to have made, and just so valuable to be able to come back to something that you know is true for you as a teacher. I think that's so powerful. The next little segment. Oh, lovely update from Janelle there. I have one sibling set come back last week. We're having so much fun. So you see, they're already back in her studio and they're having a great time. And maybe that wouldn't have been the taste left in their mouth if they had have continued in online lessons, because it was just not working in that particular case. Yes, it's so important to know that you did not fail. Absolutely. 1000%. Okay. We're going to go into a series of little clips now to finish up with our clips for today. So there's, let me see, 4 in a row. Can I count? 5 in a row. 5 in a row. We're going to see Valerie, Angela, Megan, Helen, and Kate. And they are all people who did something new in their business during this time. They made a move that they wanted to make. Each move is different, but each one shows bravery, honestly, because they did it scared. Almost all of them had something a change that they wanted to make. Maybe they wanted to make it for a long time, and it might seem like to you like, now is not the best time to do this. I should just put it off. But honestly, you need to take the leap with this stuff. And you're going to hear from each one of them about why this was important to them, whatever change or whatever thing they were doing, and how they maybe convinced themselves to do it even though they were a bit scared.
As well. And then I'm trying to do mini musicians online. So we will see how that goes. It's going to be an adventure, but I'm excited to give it a shot.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. What are your plans around that? Is that starting soon, or?
Yeah, I've got one family definitely signed up and another one that's interested and wants to give it a shot, and then like 2 more people that have asked for information. So we're going to do the first week, let's see, a week from today actually will be our first class. I think I can make it work, but I think it's going to take me a couple weeks to figure that out. So it's just a question of like, can I get the families to stick with me for those few weeks and make it happen? But I'm figuring I can like record the class and upload it. So if the kid is wiggly, they can go back and watch it later.
One thing that I suppose another thing that I learned from it is that really the 30 minutes is just too short. It, you know, it just cannot get it done. what everything, you know, you want to get done just couldn't get done. So I have increased the lessons to 45 minutes. Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I've taught full weeks. I've taught full weeks, 2 weeks now. Back to buddy lessons. So I extended my entire studio to 45-minute lessons now. And I was going to go an hour, but it was a big jump for my families for expenses.
Yeah,
And
financially,
so
yeah.
I said, well, just step by step. And this is not actually affecting them that much, and the time that they get out of it is good, especially with siblings, and especially because I'm outside so often. Like, parents will drop their kids off for 90 minutes even though their buddies aren't overlapping. I put, like, you know, one kid, a sibling, the other sibling, and the other buddy, so that the siblings can kind of stay in the middle, and it works out really well for those families.
My goal is to delight every student's family with the things that I do. And my strategy is to have a high service and frankly higher cost experience, and to make it as easy on the families, on the parents especially, as possible. So this year I included the music in my fees, so my families pay by semester. I do not do makeups, and everything is included now. So I just want to make it a seamless and simple experience, and I want them to just enjoy the benefits.
I'm definitely looking for games help, and I'm working on that part, but really I was looking for business help because I needed to change what was happening. Like I needed your strength of saying no more makeup lessons. I needed, so I did the studio reboot, and I now have what I call Bardic Academy 2.0.
So I wanted to finish on that little clip from Kate, because I just love that. I just love that phrasing, that she's landed on her studio 2.0. And she went on to say that she now has the space and the time to think about adding games and etc., etc. But this is what I was saying about needing to sort out the business stuff first. This is why I help with that stuff too, because if you want to be a great teacher, you have to take your business seriously. You have to get these things sorted, because otherwise they're just cluttering up your brain. You can't expend energy on other stuff, right? Dana chiming in there on the all-inclusive fees from Helen. Love charging by the semester. I'm all-inclusive, no makeup lessons, and it's the very best thing I've ever done for my business. Yes, it's one of the best decisions I've made for my business too, Dana, for sure. And Janelle, I strongly suggested current students switch to 45-minute lessons, but offered 30-minute as a grandfather. So like the students who are continuing, who, you know, if they really wanted, they could do 30. Just to add on that, I've moved to this in stages, really, in terms of longer and longer lessons. Longer and longer. It sounds like I'm going for hours now. They're still not super long. It's just, I do think some of these things, yes, you may want to move in stages. Maybe you're afraid to take the plunge straight away. And I used to have shorter options. And my current one, I get stronger and stronger on this every year. So honestly, if you're a new teacher watching this, just start with longer lessons. It's so much easier than changing later. And I think the veterans in the room will agree with that advice. But my current phrasing is that I have a star beside 30 minutes and it says adult students only. And that's because the occasional adult students, they just want a weekly check-in. That's all they want. And 30 minutes is enough because they have enough independence to work on stuff midweek, and they're fine with that. And they are much more opting into something with the full knowledge of what that means, right? It means that I can't walk you through every step of everything, and that's your decision, and you can change when you feel it's necessary. But with a kid, it's not the same decision because the parents are not experiencing that, and the kid is not expressing when things just aren't solidified enough for them before they leave the lesson. They can't say that. They can't articulate it. So, yeah. Just start with 45-minute lessons, like Dana said. It is so much better. And congratulations again to Angela for switching. I know she had to leave early today, but congratulations to her if she's watching on the replay. Now, are you ready for our game of the day? I'm so excited. This is our second last game. This is our last time using the game spinner. Hasn't this week flown by? Oh my gosh. It's gone so quick. So we have 2 presents left. We've got the tiny little peach one right here. And we've got the bigger orange one. And we're going to spin and see what shows up. Are you ready? Let's do it. Here we go. It's not much of a spin with 2, is it? Madness. Orange. Okay, so we're opening the orange present, which means that the teeny tiny one is left for tomorrow. Okay, here we go. That reveals that painting a little bit clearer there. Do you want to try and guess what it is? Oh, I'd forgotten what this was and I just remembered. Oh dear. Okay, you guys try and guess what's inside. I don't think you can do it, but have a go. I'll open it off the camera and you guys can guess. It is a book, Dana. You got that part right. Can you guess what book? Maybe you can. Bowling ball. Sorry. That really made me giggle, Dana. Oh gosh. Okay. It's Too Small for Safari by June Armstrong. Great book though. Some of you may have just caught a flash of it. How about I do it like this? There it goes. Okay, here's the book. The game is not that you get to look at a book I've written. Here's the game. That's why I kind of slightly groaned when I realized what was inside. Here's what you need to do. You pick a number. So write a comment with the number of the page you want me to read. This book, by the way, it's not super long, so let me give you the total pages. 124, up to 124. Pick a number. 22. Okay, 22 is our number. Kelly was in first. Thank you, Caroline. I'm glad you enjoyed it. This is not just a promo of the book, though. Here's the silly game part. So we're going to go to page 22. Now, I want you to pick a word that I cannot say as I read it. A word I can't say. So, any word. You might like to pick a common word. Can I do 2 words? I'm not very good at games like this, so we'll see. The. Okay, I can't say the. And I can't say piano. I'll take 1 more. And. Okay, I can't say the, and, or piano. Can I remember those? What I love that my... Let's try that again. I can't even read when there's none of those words because I'm so nervous. What I love is that my energy level is off page in a group. It's exciting. Kids are excited. Parents are laughing. There's this amazing energy that comes from multiple people contributing to the conversation. I love it because responsibility isn't always on me to demonstrate ideas and take it. Oh, I messed up. I knew I was going to forget the word and. Okay, I'm going to continue. Take it to the. Now I messed up again. Take it to next level because I'm actually learning from my students. That's true in private lessons as well, but in a group, we're all learning from each other, inputting ideas all time. Kids of this young age are not inhibited like us adults. They're like, oh my goodness, I want to do that. That's so cool. I just love that interesting energy that happens in a group. By the way, if you have just joined for the first time and you have not seen me before, I can read normally. The challenge there, if you just joined us, was for me to read that without saying certain words. It's a simple, fun game. You can do it with students. I mean, if you want them to read something about a composer and that seems like a boring task to give them, to just read aloud about a composer, try asking them to leave out a word. Honestly, it made me focus so hard. And I'm actually quite happy that we landed on that page because that was a quote from Lindell Kennedy. So if you haven't read this book, Playful Preschool Piano Teaching, it's my book. But I asked for 3 people to do interviews with me. We did long interviews so that I could get their perspective on preschool teaching. I interviewed with Chris Skaletsky. I was getting her surname mispronounced, but she is Kitty Keys, and then Lindell Kennedy, who created Play a Story, which is a wonderful imaginative curriculum. And then I also interviewed Karina Bush, who's a teacher over in Germany. So I had Australia, US, and Germany, and 3 different perspectives on preschool teaching. And that was a quote from Lindell there. So it was lovely. If you could decipher what I was saying without the thes and the and, piano did not come up, so that was handy. Okay, so anything you want people to read, it's a handy trick to have up your sleeve for sure. Okay, last segments. Are you ready? Oh yeah, that's a great option, Laurie, before we move on. Do it with playing as well, yeah, for sure. Tell them not to play all the G's, or if there's someone who doesn't focus enough on rhythm, I mean, this is rest savers, essentially. Turn all the quavers, the 8th notes, into rests instead, and then, you're essentially not playing all the quavers, or all the notes with staccato, or etc. We could go on and on. Yeah, awesome game. We've one left. It's a good one. The teeny tiny one. Aren't the teeny tiny presents often the most exciting, like at Christmas under the tree and stuff? They're so exciting. Okay, so the peach one is left for tomorrow, which I love. Right now, though, we're going to have our 2 prize winners, and then we're going to wrap it up. And it's going to be only 1 day left to go. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. So, first prize winner is going to be one who has shared a success story. So if you haven't shared yours yet and you want to be in with the shout of winning tomorrow, and more importantly, you want to shout about how awesome you are, because I believe you should do that. You should focus on how great you are. And many of the people here in the chat today have done that already, but if you haven't, share your story with the hashtag #SuccessStorySpectacular so we can all say, gosh, you're great, aren't you? But here are some people who have done it before, and one of them is about to win a prize. Here we go. Okay. Da-da-da. Let's add a glockenspiel. Lisa Kiernan! Awesome. Long time VMT member. That's great. Thank goodness for Nicola's Tiny Finger Takeoff. 5 new 5-year-olds. I love that it's 5 new 5-year-olds. Loving their first lessons this week, and we had so much fun. So that's a great example of a success story. Congratulations to Lisa. If you're watching this, Lisa, on the replay, we will be in touch with you, but you can get in touch with us if you're impatient, and you can select your swag item that you would like from the swag store, and it will magically fly over to you in Canada. Canada, right? Yes, Canada. Okay, now we're going to pick one more winner, and it's going to be someone from the chat, so stick around. Stick around. Here we go. I'm going to put on some music this time because it's more fun, and then I'm going to scroll up randomly and down randomly in the chat and pick out a comment at random. Congratulations! Great to have you as a winner as well, because I believe you've been a regular. You were at least on yesterday and the day before. Have you made all the days, Nan? Either way, congratulations. That's awesome. You're always a great contributor to the chat, so I'm delighted to have you as a winner. Please email us with what you want. Tell me what you want. Yes, you've been here every day. Isn't that awesome? We've loved having you, and I'm delighted to be able to reward you for that. So will you email me if you already have my email, or support@vibrantmusicteaching.com, and just let me know which one of the swag items you would like. You can have, just as a reminder for everyone watching, t-shirt, mug of your choice, of course, your size of t-shirt if you choose that. Just let us know what you want and where you want it sent, and it will fly over to you. It won't actually be flying. Well, I don't know. It's a US yeah. Anyway, there may be some flying involved. Not guaranteed. That's not important. The important part is congratulations, you won. Tomorrow is our final day of the series. It's going to be at the same time as today. Okay? It's going to be more fun and uplifting, I hope. That's my goal with this series anyway, so I'm glad you've thought that so far, Christy. And everyone else who's watching, make sure to hit the subscribe button on Colourful Keys channel if you haven't already, so that you catch these as they go live, and our future chats as they go live. And make sure to hit the like button on this video to let YouTube know that you enjoyed this session, which I hope you did, and want these kinds of things to continue and to be shown to other teachers. Now, let me tell you about tomorrow though, because there's something really important you need to know. Cake is 1000% required. You need to bring cake. No, I'm just joking. But I really do encourage you to bring some cake, or some metaphorical cake. All I really want you to do is to treat yourself to something you like. If that's a foot massage, great. If that's a piece of cake, great. If that's, I don't know, stroganoff, fine. Pick something that you love and appreciate and shows yourself that you are appreciated by yourself. That's an awkward sentence, but shows some self-care. That's what we're really looking for, because I believe that you deserve it, that you have been working hard, that you're doing great, and that you're an awesome member of this community. So get your cake ready. I already have mine ready, as I showed on Instagram about an hour ago. So you can see mine in its preparation if you want some inspiration. It's going to be dark chocolate with peanut butter frosting. Yeah. Dark chocolate peanut butter. It's actually peanut butter coconut frosting. I mean, it's going to be hard to not have any until tomorrow, but I will wait so that we can blow out the candles together on the VMT's birthday cake. And I hope you will have your cake or metaphorical cake too. Thank you all so much for joining me to celebrate Vibrant Music Teaching's 3rd birthday. Let's hope she can sleep at least a little bit tonight, even though she's so excited about tomorrow. And I will see you guys then. Bye for now.